So here's what it's going to look like. The season will start November 6th, and each team will play the other 5 in their division, plus 1 interdivisional game. The conference championship game is set for December 18th. So, Tim, last week you were here. We talked about the Big Ten coming back. This week you're here. We're talking about the Pac-12 coming back. What do you think? Is this a good or a bad decision being made by the Pac-12?
I'm grateful for it. I love that we're giving these kids a safe option to live out their dream, and I'm excited about it. I think there's an uphill road for the best Pac-12 team to make the college football playoff, but I think there's at least a chance, and that's all any competitor athlete wants is a chance, and now we're giving these kids a chance. I'm excited about it. I think the 7 games is going to be very hard, especially when you look at the other conferences playing more games and having more depth. I mean, you look at the SEC, and the top 13 toughest schedules are in the SEC. So it's going to be really tough to compare a Pac-12 team versus an SEC team. You're going to look to the Big 12 and Texas and Oklahoma, and then obviously Clemson and the ACC, but then Ohio State. So are we looking at another scenario where the Pac-12 is left out? It's going to be very hard to be able to evaluate this till the end. But I think it's going to take a Pac-12 team that's going to probably have to run the table and do it and really win in the eye test, because that's what I think the committee is going to have to evaluate this year, because that's the only thing you have to go on.
Tim Tebow, considering the times that we're living in, should we even care, or should we just be happy that we're getting football?
I think we should be happy. I think first of all, I'm happy for the kids. And, I really do. I think my heart goes out to them when they're not able to live out their dream. I know how much that meant to me, and so I'm happy for the kids that they get this opportunity. So many of them work so hard to be able to do this and to be able to get to this point, so I'm excited for them. So I do think we should be grateful that we do have the Power 5 that are playing, all these great athletes. It gives them a chance to go to their, live out their next dream, which is go to the NFL, and it also gives them a chance to compete this year and really make a mark, and I think that's something that's exciting for me to watch, and I think it'll be more exciting to see their joy on the field when their season starts.
Tim, I like this decision by the Pac-12 because originally when they made a decision, there weren't antigen tests so readily available as they are now, even if they're not more accurate or as accurate as the other tests. At least if you get a positive, you can follow up and find out. And since all the other conferences are coming back, why not give it a shot if you think you can do it safely? I even like the November date, because if things get shut down again, then you never have to even start and put anyone in harm's way. But do you think that there will be, what do you think the national title game, are we getting there? Is there, there have been COVID cases on campuses. Do you think we'll even get there?
That's a huge question, Max. It's a tough question to answer. I think because there are so many credible doctors and people that are working on this, that I think we have a good chance. But it's such a tough question to answer. I think it takes a lot of student athletes to be responsible, to step up and do the right things, and social distancing, wearing a mask, washing your hands, not going to the wrong places, not being around groups, really stepping up and being responsible. And I've had the opportunity to talk to different teams and speak into them, and I've encouraged them. I said, if you want to really have the opportunity to win a championship, then also you need to do things that other teams haven't had to do. That means when you're off the field, you need to be off. You need to step up. You need to be responsible. You need to do all these other things, because if not, you're hurting your brother. And if you really care about your brother, then you're going to do the right things for yourself, for him, to give your team a shot at winning a championship, and all of you the chance to live out your dreams. And so I think that is just it's so much bigger this year. You always need to be your brother's keeper, but especially this year, if you want the chance to compete for a championship and to win it.
Tim Tebow, whether it's before, obviously, the pandemic stalled everything, or even now that things have been stalled, but we're about to see more college football, particularly in the SEC. Who do you think is the best team in the nation? Let me go to the football field. Who's the best team in the nation as far as Tim Tebow's concerned?
I think if you look at 1-2, I would go with Clemson and Alabama. I think Clemson, their depth, Trevor Lawrence, Travis Etienne, the culture that Dabo has created, I really believe in culture. And he has a culture that is thriving. His players love it. They believe in it. They follow him. They fight so hard. They BYOG, bring your own guts. I love it. And then I think you look at Alabama, I think they're going to have an improved defense. Their middle linebackers coming back. I think Mac Jones, everyone wants to say, well, he's not Tua. No, he's not Tua, but he's pretty dang good. I think he has a chance to be one of the best quarterbacks in the SEC. They have maybe the best offensive line in the country, a big-time, maybe first-round draft pick as a running back, and 2 receivers that can go get it. So I think they're 1-2. And, a lot of people are saying, oh, shoot, I don't want to see him play again. I can't wait to see them play again if they do. I love it. It's been one of the best rivalries in college football. You know what? If we get to see them play again, then I love it. And someone else needs to step up and knock them off before we put them on the throne.
Tim, I love moments like this where, something happens and people don't even really notice it. They just kind of accept it, but the world view of a sport has changed. You just said Clemson, Alabama, 1-2. And my first thought was, what else is new? Whoa. Put on the brake. Someone other than Alabama now, when you head into the season, is considered the one. That's actually a tectonic shift in college football, is it not? Do you think that this is now the Clemson era? Because it was unquestionably, until pretty recently, about Alabama every preseason. Has something changed?
Well, I think it's pretty hard to say it's just the Clemson era because Alabama is doing some pretty good work the last few years. And yes, they've lost a couple of times to Clemson, but you still have to say Alabama is up there right with Clemson in competing right now. And I also want to throw out another team. Ohio State is for real. I think they have a chip on their shoulder. I think they're a little bit bitter of everything they've had to go through. And I think Justin Fields wants to make a mark and leave a legacy this year. And they're also definitely a team to watch.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.